blue shiny Pokemon. Who doesn't love them? I know I do, since blue is kind of my favorite color. There's so many awesome blue shinies out in the world that look absolutely amazing. We've got Pokemon like Bishop, Lycanroc, or even Mew. So today I'll be attempting to beat Pokemon Violet using only blue shiny Pokemon under the hardcore Nuzlocke rule set. This of course means no items in battle, level caps for each gym, set mode is on, and if they're faint, they're considered dead. And one of the starters is actually blue, which is awesome, but the starters are still shiny locked, and to be honest, I'm actually kinda happy they are because I don't feel like soft resetting anyway. What do you guys think of Bluey here? Yeah, I did my best to make her as blue as possible and she only gets bluer. So I cleared the introduction of the game and acquired my whip. Come on bro, we're looking for blue boys, let's go. But before we go and hunt for those blue boys, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Raid Shadow Legends. I've got to tell you all about my favorite new faction in Raid, the elusive and mysterious Sylvan Watchers. Rather than building a sprawling city on the ground or in a cave, the Sylvan Watchers made their home in the Mistwood, a huge jungle in the east of Teleria. Don't expect to walk in the park if you try and visit the Sylvan Watchers. If the beasts don't kill you, then the Sylvan probably will. My favorite has to be Ender Moonbeam. Like, dude, look at this guy's sword, and what's that on his face? Raid's got a ton of cool events to jump into this month. There's Forge Pass Season 7, more events where you can earn anniversary points as part of the 3-month-long 4th anniversary Titan event, and various Valentine's Day activities. Oh, and this month being the month of love, expect some Valentine's Day themed champions making their grand entrance into Raid. Oh, and if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can get exclusive rewards right now. This month's Prime Gaming drop for Raid includes Genbo the Dishonored, a powerful Void champion who's really strong in PvP. Oh, and if you've been living under a rock, you may not know that MMA and pro wrestling megastar Ronda Rousey is in the game. What? And all you have to do to get her is simply open Raid on 7 days before February 20th? That's it? And to celebrate Ronda's arrival in Raid, you can also use the special promo code RAIDRONDA available to all users to get a bunch of helpful stuff for leveling your Ronda up, so she's at the top of her game. Just enter promo code RAIDRONDA in-game and all these goodies can be yours. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, click the link in the description or click this unique QR code that's floating somewhere here and you'll get unique bonuses worth up to $30. We're talking a free champion, Chinoru, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 epic skill tome. And you can claim them right here. Available for 30 days to new players only. Thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video. So I head out into the left past the first gym and begin hunting for my first shiny. This was accomplished by having my account, which had a bunch of Herb and Mystica on it, connect to the same world as me and help me craft a sandwich, which will boost my shiny rate. We'll boost the rate that rock types spawn, and after roaming around for a decent amount of time, finally this little legend appears. Oh! Yes! 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 We name it Rocklock, and I have a naming theme for this video. Can you guys figure it out? Oh, that was a hunt and a half. Oh my god, that took so freaking long, man. We head on over to the first gym, the Bug Gym. I don't know, Katie gives me like middle-aged mum vibes, but she's probably 20, you know? And she leads with Nimble. I obviously send out the only Pokemon I have, being Rockruff, and being Bug, Rock Throw takes it out, and her second Pokemon, Tarantula, easily. And I thought it would be the same for Teddiursa, but it actually survives a hit and then lowers us to half in one hit. And for those of you who don't know, Rock Throw only has a 90% accuracy, so we could actually miss, and that would mean we'd have to restart already. Fortunately, we don't miss, and we take it out, earning badge number 1. So just like my first ever shiny only run of this game, I began circling this pond with the help of some shiny boost sandwiches, and what did we find? Oh! Shiny Rots! Shiny Rots! Shiny Rots! Please be a man! Please be a man! Please be a man! Yes! This means we can eventually evolve it into a Gallade, which I didn't get to use in my first run, and it also means I get to name him Lemillion. So moving from here over to the Rock Titan Clorf, I picked up the TM for Dig, which I could teach to Rockruff, which let it output insane damage, two-shotting the first phase. The Stony Cliff Titan stood no chance against Rockruff and Shoulder together, but it did drop us to low health. Fortunately, he wastes a turn using Block, so we take it out. Now to take on the Grass Gym. And it was here I realized a major problem, specifically the Sudowoodo. I spent ages scratching my head trying to think of a blue shiny Pokemon that I could find now below the level cap that was going to be able to take out Sudowoodo. And the first thing I came up with was Sylveon. But I spent 5 hours looking for an Eevee outbreak, and Eevee spawns are far too infrequent to use sandwiches, so I'd need to come up with another plan. Ralts wouldn't be able to do anything, Rockruff will definitely die to a Terra Trailblaze, and so, in the end, I settled on Houndour. Looking at its stats, it might be barely possible, but it could go horribly wrong if I low roll with an Ember. I decided to start my shiny hunt anyways, as I couldn't come up with a better option. If you guys can think of something else I could have used besides this, let me know. What the heck just happened? I am God, I walk above the mortal plane. What the heck is going on here? Apparently the recording didn't save for the moment I actually found Houndour, and you're gonna have to forgive me for that, but I threw my ball through the wall, and we actually got it like that. I named it Bakugo as I thought it was quite fitting, and we went to take on the gym. And upon arrival, I got really scared as I didn't want to restart, so I ended up going to pick up Sunny Day and Flamethrower as well. I taught them to Houndour and proceeded to fight Brassius. And oh, is that a Sudowoodo, Brassius, or are you just excited to see me? Oh, it was a Sudowoodo, right. Never mind then. First turn I set up the sun and Houndour is put to sleep. Fortunately our ability means we are more likely to wake up, and we awaketh from our slumber after only a turn, and then take it out with a Terra Flamethrower. This also takes out the Olive, and in comes the Menace. We go for the Flamethrower and it survives because of Sturdy. Now this was expected, but normally Sudowoodo will always go for Trailblaze first. But for the first time, oh, what? It goes for freaking Rock Throw, but fortunately we dodge it. Meaning, we can take it out with the Flamethrower the next turn. I've never seen that happen before in my entire life. It didn't go for Trailblaze first turn. And with that problem solved, we can head on to our next hunt. But what blue Pokemon could I possibly find here? Only the coolest one ever once it reaches its final stage. But as quick as it began, my hunt ended. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my... What the actual hell? Oh my god, that was so quick. What the actual heck? Naming him Edgeshot, we move on from here and head up to the Bird Titan, where I send out Rockruff for a big terrestrialized damage. Dealing almost enough damage to one-shot it, but apparently we're like 1 HP off, so it gets in an extra hit, which does take Rockruff all the way down in health. So although we made it through the first phase, we can't use Rockruff in the second fight. So as it begins, I swap over to our new Pawniard, who can tank pretty much every move Bombardier throws our way, but I make the mistake of terrestrializing it, opening us up to a few weaknesses. But it all works out, and a few Metal Claws and some knockdowns from Arven's Knackley takes it out. This guy's obsessed with like chewing down plants, but I'm big into my mates. Now that's more like it. Up next is the first star base, being the Dark base, and on our way there, Houndour evolves into Houndoom. Giacomo's first Pokemon is Pawniard, and that lets me set up the Sun and take it out with a Flamethrower. The Stunmobile next takes 2 Flamethrowers to take out, but we can take all of its hits since they aren't very effective. From here we trash Nemona down at Gym 3 and then go find a Dawnstone to evolve Curlier. Gallade looking hella plump. The Cringe Zone is our next task to take on, better known as the Iono Zone, and after trumping it, we get the privilege to take on the Cringe Lord herself, Iono. She leads with Wattrel and I lead with Rockruff. I decided to just go for a Rock Throw, and it takes it out in one shot. We did sustain a little damage, so as Bellibolt comes in, I swapped over to Gallade. I put it to sleep with Hypnosis and take it out with a Sacred Sword. Against Luxio, I swap back to Rockruff, and it uses Spark on entrance, but we survive it, letting me take it out with a Dig. This leaves only the biggest threat of them all, the electric Mismagius, and for it, I swap to Houndour. On entrance, we are hit with a Hex, which does no damage, so I Terrasilize and go for Flamethrower, but Mismagius does have a really strong special defense, so it survives the hit. Unfortunately, it also confuses Houndoom, and the following turn drops us to half. If we hit ourselves in confusion this turn, Mismagius will be able to take us out next turn, and we'll have to swap to finish the job. But we don't have to, as we land the next flamethrower without hitting ourselves in confusion, earning us our 3rd gym badge. Now before I take on Mila, I decided to go get member number 5, and that was going to be Wugtrio. Well, for now it's Wiglet, and I look for the best place to hunt for it, but it can be quite the difficult hunt as a lot of other water Pokemon spawn exactly where it does. But what I like to do is come over to behind the lighthouse, and there are plenty of Wiglet that spawn here in a very specific spot, over and over. But after another 4 hours of searching, the results were unfruitful, so I started looking for an outbreak, until an outbreak spawned that had a Pokemon that actually evolved into an awesome blue shiny. So I decided, screw it, I'll just hunt for that instead. And after knocking out 60 Pokemon at the outbreak, this happened. It is! Shiny Rufflet! Ruffy boy! Let's go! By the way, only 5% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and that kinda hurts my feelings. So if you wanna make me happy, you should totally subscribe, as there's plenty of banger videos on the way. So I head over to Mila, and turns out all we needed to beat her was just Lycanroc. Anyway, I boost its attack first turn with Howl, and then 2 Digs takes it out. The reason I used Dig was to stall out the Sun Torkoal setup, but it lasted long enough where the card did get a turn to attack me anyway. But it did no damage, so who really cares? This meant Lycanroc could take it out with a few rock throws, and the 2nd Starbase is defeated. The Steel Titan is next, and we look at that, Houndoom kinda popped off on this dude. Down in 1 and down in 1. Let's go. Easy fight. Hey, can you take this wallet and deliver it to Kofu? Yeah, sure, trust a 10-year-old child with that task. I'm sure this wallet doesn't have that much money in it. Holy shit, 50 grand? So battling Kabu is not too bad, since Gallade learns Leaf Blade. So against this Veluza, I set up a sword stance, and it hits me with a powerful pluck. But it's too late, as now Gallade is primed to roll with a high crit rate, boosted grass damage, and a 90 base damage super effective move. We take out Veluza one shot, same goes for Wugtrio, that one was personal because I can't find my own, and finally his Crabominable as well. Sweet, obtaining the water badge means we can now make our way over to the poison base. We crush the 30 Pokemon required to fight the ninja, and his first Pokemon is Skuntank. Now this fight can be annoying, but Houndoom has the potential to destroy it. First turn I set up the Nasty Plot, and it goes for Venoshock. I don't know why it didn't poison me first turn, but I won't argue, as now Terra Flamethrower knocks it out. He sends in the Mini Car next, which is a Steel type and weak to Flamethrower, so that goes down in 1 hit. And in comes Come Backwards, gotta love it. Down it goes in 1. The big car, however, has a bit more health and is not steel, so we won't be doing super effective damage to this one, and it does get to move before me, dropping our health quite low and poisoning us, but we do drop it to about 20% health with Flamethrower in retaliation. Weak now though, I'm forced to swap over to Lycanroc, who gets poisoned on entrance, but Dig manages to take it out, securing us the win, and a battle with Larry. But before we do that, I wanted to look for either Wugtrio or Wiglet again. I saw fellow YouTuber Michael Tic Tac got a full odds one just chilling on this beach here, so I went over there myself and tried to have a hunt. And well, I found a shiny, but after 3 hours of hunting, I wasn't excited to see it. That's a shiny Skiddo. That's a shiny Skiddo. Well, that happened. Exact same. So yet again I gave up and went to take on Larry. Being a normal specialist, Gallade with Sacred Sword is primed to absolutely annihilate Larry and his normal boys. Wow, yeah, I guess that happened. What do you mean Nimona wants to fight as well? Oh, well, that happened as well, I guess. Alright. Far out, Gallade, you're a goddamn menace. I've never had the chance to properly use a Gallade before, and this dude is awesome. Heading up the cliff now, I'm reminded of a new light blue / teal shiny that's brand new in this region, and that's Baxcalibur. Frigibax has a light blue body and pink hands, but it's going to be hard to notice in this heavy snow. So I set up shop, munched down a sandwich, and got to work. It is! Yes! Shiny Frigibax! Hey! Frigibax, Friggy Reggie I named it All Might, and we head up to the Ghost Gym. This is a double battle, and she sends out Mimikyu and Banette. but my team of Houndoom and Lycanroc have got it covered. First turn I set up a nasty plot on Houndoom and Lycanroc uses Sucker Punch on Banette. This almost takes it out, but Banette goes for a Sucker Punch as well, but since we outspeed it, it doesn't get to attack. Houndoom gets its HP lowered bit by bit as Mimikyu's disguise gets broken and Banette gets knocked out. We knock out Houndstone with another Sucker Punch and take out Mimikyu with a Flamethrower. This leaves just her Toxtricity all by itself. And as quick as it comes in, away it goes with another Sucker Punch from Lycanroc. On our way to the next gym, however, we make a pit stop to take down the Ground Titan, and my plan was to destroy it with a single Sacred Sword, but the thing actually outspeeds me and knocks me down to 11 HP with an Iron Head. We do get it super low with the Sacred Sword, but it does survive, so I swap over to Houndoom to finish it off. The second fight goes leagues better as Terra Flamethrower almost one-shots it and takes it out on the following turn. The next battle is against the Psychic leader, and her first Pokemon is Farigiraf, which I decided to Terrasilize my Gallade against, so we lose our weakness to Psychic. It uses Reflect anyway, and we take it out with a Night Slash. When Espathra comes in, I swap out to Houndoom and tank a critical Shadow Ball like a beast. Foul Play does barely any damage because of Reflect, but it was enough where one more Flamethrower would take it out. We take a God of War to half health, and Houndoom gets dropped to red from a Moonblast. So I swap out Gallade for some brother vs sister action, and Gallade finishes off God of War. Her Florges then Terrasilizes, but a Night Slash knocks it out before it could even do anything. How is Rufflet and Pawniard still not evolved yet? I know they evolved super late, but damn, I could use the support. Well, for now, we'll have to go take on the final gym without them. But turns out we don't need them anyway. Whee! We knock out Grosh's Frostmoth with a single Sacred Sword, and same goes for Beartick. We Swords Dance and knock out the Titan with one more Sacred Sword, and his final Pokemon is his Terra Altaria, but that gets knocked out all the same. Yay! Now the level cap is high enough that these guys can finally evolve. First to evolve is Pawniard into Bisharp, and then straight into my favorite new Pokemon in this generation, Kingambit. I mean, just look at it. What's not to love? Giant sword head, Sharingan vibe, it's perfect. And with it, we go and take on Ortega. We take down Azumarill with a few Iron Heads, one-shot Wigglytuff, and Dash Bum with Iron Head as well, leaving just the second Master Starmobile off the run. And Magical Talk does barely any damage to us, so we can take it out with a few more Iron Heads, no problem. It's on our way to the final Titan Pokemon. Both Arctibax and Rufflet evolve into their final stage, and Baxcalibur will be perfect for this upcoming fight. Dondoza can't do anything with weak baby water pulses, so Baxcalibur takes it out with 2 Dragon Claws and a Glade Rush. The second fight takes a sudden turn when Dondoza uses Order Up, which actually crits us, dropping Baxcalibur deep into the red. So I swap to Gallade to finish the job, and fortunately between the fights with the real Dragon Titan, we do get an auto heal. So Baxcalibur can do this. Kinda weird how this worked out, but now Braviary is perfect for the next base, being the fighting base. Nonetheless, against her first Pokemon, I planned to somewhat set up, and well, we only really got away with it because I decided to Tailwind to boost our speed, as Toxicroak got Braviary lower than I expected, a lot quicker. Nonetheless, with one attack boost and a Tailwind, we take out Toxicroak before it can take us out. Terrasilizing Braviary allows me to one-shot her Annihilate, as well as her Persimmon. But as Lucario comes in, I decide to make the switch over to Gallade. We dodge a Dragon Pulse on entrance, allowing me to turn to Sword Stance, and on the following turn dodge yet another one because Lemillion here loves me so damn much, allowing me to take out Lucario with a single Psycho Cut. And in comes the final Starmobile, who is almost one shot with a Psycho Cut, but it double shift gears anyway, so it wastes its last chance at taking out Gallade. Well, that's all the main fights done, let's go take on the League. For the first fight, I gave Gallade an optimal set to take down the most hellish person in any Pokemon game. And if you don't know why, well, it's because she made me read! I lead with Bravery and took out a Wish Cache, but we took a lot of damage from Stone Edge from Donphan, so I swapped over to Gallade, who dodges its attack on entrance, knocking it out with a Leaf Blade. Camerupt goes down to an Aqua Cutter, and Dugtrio annoyingly sets up a Sandstorm before it goes down, but we take it out nonetheless, and in comes Clodsire. She Terrasilizes it, and it manages to survive our Leaf Blade. This lets it get off a Terra Earthquake, but Gallade barely hangs on and knocks it out the following turn. The Literal Child is next to fall to my blue squad, and I mean, just look at Houndoom go. One nasty plot and a Terra Flamethrower rolls through every single one of her pesky Pokemon. Nice. Cool. Good old Lazy Larry is next, and I had to play it smart for this fight, as 2 of his Pokemon have close combat, which will destroy 5 of my 6 team members. But leading with Tropius, I know it's prone to setting up the sun. So first turn I send out Lycanroc and switch over to Houndoom to Flamethrower, as it gives me a free sunny day. Down goes Tropius, and now I'm forced to swap out because out comes Staraptor. And if it close combats Houndoom, it's gonna one-shot it. So I swap to Gallade and take the hit, which then baits it into using Brave Bird, so I can swap back to Lycanroc, who can outspeed and hit Staraptor with a Rock Slide. Another Rock Slide knocks out Altaria, and in comes Oricorio. It's here I wanted to make the swap to Baxcalibur for the fight against Flamigo, and unfortunately on entrance we get confused. We don't hit ourselves on the first turn as Ice Fang knocks out Oricorio, but will we hit ourselves as Flamigo comes in? Well, I Terrastallize Dragon to lose the Ice type, getting rid of my weakness to close combat, meaning I can survive at least 2 hits. Dragonclaw just doesn't take out Flamigo, but we broke Confusion and knocked it out the following turn anyway. Nice. Now Hassel is our next opponent, and his Dragon Squad can be quite formidable. First of course being Noivern and its goddamn Super Fang. I set out Lycanroc to deal with it, thinking it might outspeed it, but alas, it doesn't. We take it out regardless with a Rock Slide, but now against Dragalg, I swap to Gallade to Psycho Cut it. For Flapple, I swap to Bravery and get it low before making a rookie error swapping over to Baxcalibur, as we took way too much entrance damage. Fortunately, it didn't matter though, as we finished off Flapple with a Dragon Claw, and we Terrastalized our Baxcalibur, knocking out his Haxorus with a single Glaive Rush. And as his own boring, lame, non-shiny Baxcalibur came in, we Glaive Rushed that thing as well, outspeeding it and taking it out. You're too slow! Now for the champion. Gita has got to be one of my least favorite champions, only behind Wallace. Leading with a Spathra, I send out Houndoom. Giggle, giggle, giggle! And well, this fight was super easy. After giggling for a turn, we knock out her Spathra with a Dark Pulse, and then knock out her Avalugg with a Flamethrower. Her Kingambit falls to another Flamethrower, and in comes Veluza, and since it's a Psychic type, it goes down to a single Dark Pulse. Oh, Go-Goat? Get lit on fire, fool. This leaves just her Terra Glamora, and for that I finally swap out Houndoom to Gallade, who knocks it out with a Sacred Sword. Wow, easiest champion of my life. Yeah, you're still crying, old man. Sounds about right. You were viciously destroyed. Dude, Nimona, shush. I'll get to you in a minute. First, I gotta go see Penny and Arvin. Alright, Penny, show me what you got. Leading with Umbreon, I lead with Gallade. We do get our attack drop, but I raised it back up with a Sword Stance, as we fail to take it out with a Sacred Sword. It does, however, do little damage in retaliation, and Sacred Sword knocks out our Umbreon. A Terra Psycho Cut knocks out our Flareon and Leafeon, but Leafeon does get us low, and Vaporeon scares me enough to make me swap out over to Baxcalibur, who resists it. It drops my attack 2 times in a row, meaning with 3 Dragon Claws we can take it to around 1 HP by the looks of things. And we could have finished it off, but I decided to switch to Kingambit to finish it, and took way too much damage on entrance. As a result, when Jolteon comes in, I had to switch over to Lycanroc to counter with a Dig. And we get hit with a Thunder and get paralyzed, dropping us to 46 HP, meaning we no longer outspeed. So I have to swap back to Baxcalibur as it resists the Thunder. It does barely any damage, but it lands 3 Thunders in a row as I get down to 10% health. Unfortunately, Baxcalibur is now too weak to continue as Hawks the Braviary finishes off the Jolteon. Can Braviary do any damage to Sylveon though? Apparently not. And apparently it can do heaps to me, as I stupidly taught it Air Slash thinking it was a physical move for some reason. So we end up paying the price as a Moonblast drops us below half, and now I need to make a decision on who to sacrifice. Ultimately, I landed on Lycanroc, and we have to say goodbye to the starter for this run. Rocklock, may he rest in peace, as Houndoom comes in and knocks it out with 2 Flamethrowers. Let's go! Oh my god. I'll remember this, Penny. Don't be surprised if you accidentally fall off Corride in an Area 0 and plummet to your death. Well, now we need to find a replacement, and I know just the Pokemon. Wugtrio. This time you'll be mine. This time I'll finally obtain that sweet gooey trio. Oh! Shiny Wugtrio! Let's go! Finally, baby! Look at that gooey blue goo guy. Yeah, look at him. Oh, I love that. I name it Mineta and we head to fight Arvin. And Gallade destroys his whole squad. I'm not even going to spend time on it. Nemona is a different beast entirely, and the first of her beasts is Lycanroc, which reminds me of my own Lycanroc, but let's not think about that. It sets up Stealth Rocks and I knock it out with a single Sacred Sword. Pawmot, however, does big deeps with Double Shock, knocking us down to 30% health, but Psycho Cut knocks it out. I take out her Dunsparce with another Sacred Sword and in comes Orthworm. So I swap over to Bravery and plan to superpower it. But it tanked it and took Bravery to low. So I swapped over to Houndoom and finish it with a Flamethrower. Gudra comes in and I swap to Baxcalibur, who knocks it with a Glaive Rush, and in comes her Skeledirge. And for that I make the final swap over to Wugtrio, who tanks the Shadow Ball and Terra triple dives. He's got the hat on just one head, that's so cute. And if it doesn't, we have a high chance to flinch as well. So, oh, crit, okay. A critical hit at a critical moment? That goes beyond luck. You've got some kind of gift. Yeah, I don't know why I started turning into Guy Sensei there. Kakashi, my eternal rival. Nice. Wah, wah. Yeah, cry Nemona, I don't care. We push Penny off Miraidon and head down into Area 0. It's here we find a bunch of Paradox Pokemon to battle, and of course, AI Turo. Let's go, bro. Leading with Wugtrio, things hype up as he sends in his Iron Moth. And to my surprise, I knock it out with one triple dive. He sends out the Iron Hands to counter me, but I get a little bit of chip damage in with Dig before Wugtrio goes down. All of that grinding to find you just for you to die. Ah well, at least he got us there. Sending in Gallade, we finish off the Iron Hands with a Psycho Cut, and in comes the Iron Bundle. Man, these names suck so much, and they're so unoriginal. Iron this, Iron that, Iron... I don't know at this point. Nevertheless, the Sacred Sword knocks out the Iron Bundle, and in comes the Iron Jugulis, aka the Iron Throat Goat. I swap over to Baxcalibur, and I expect him to be able to tank a few hits and knock it out with an Ice Fang. Only Snowscape boosted damage. No, we're gonna lose All Might, man. No! Oh, that's bad. That's actually... Oh, we're not losing him. He hangs on because he doesn't want me to feel sad. Let's go. But we barely survive on 1 HP thanks to our friendship and just knock out the Iron Jugulis. But as Iron Thorn comes in, it knocks out Baxcalibur and I send in King Gambit to Ironhead. We get outspeed, however, and down goes King Gambit. Oh no! It has Brick Break! Oh my... It crit! We were dying anyway to that. Far out, no! Gallade avenges the Fallen King, leaving just the final Pokemon, the Iron Valley. I Terrasilize Psychic and get hit with a Spirit Break, which almost takes us out, but we turn it around and knock it out with a final Psycho Cut. What is that? What even is Spirit Break? I've never seen that move before in my life. Okay, Psycho Cut. Come on, Lemillion. Get it done. Let's go! Gallade! The man! The myth! The legend! Let's freaking go, man! All we have left to do now is take out Miraidon and listen to that beautiful Ed Sheeran end credit scene. I take that back. This song sucks. Ed Sheeran! Leave me alone, Ed Sheeran! I hate you! Well, if you made it this far in the video, you must have liked something, so subscribe, I guess. Oh, and maybe watch this video as well. Bye!